Hello, and welcome to Every Day is Funny, the meditative morning show about newspaper comics. And we continue today with the great Garfield Watch-Along, my play-by-play review of the 2004 Garfield the movie, 10 minutes at a time. Today is day 3. Now, this is an interesting 10-minute chunk of the film. I still don't like it. I want to put that up top. I don't think it's a good movie. But this 10-minute chunk is divvied up really into 2 scenes. The first one I find kind of fascinating. Well, they're both fascinating, but the first 5 minutes is mainly devoted to a scene where Garfield is trying to watch the music video for the Black Eyed Peas song Hey Mama and dance in his chair. And Odie keeps interrupting him and he keeps pushing Odie off. This is not the Garfield I know. I'm upset by this character choice, maybe even more than when he set an alarm clock from the first part of the movie. Because, Garfield's lazy. He doesn't want to dance to the Black Eyed Peas. And this feels like such a 2004 trying to be relevant and fun to kids moment. They cut to the music video kind of a lot. So I didn't like this section. But then he and Odie have a dance battle. And that's kind of fun. Because you get, Odie's a real dog in this movie. I've never said that yet. But Garfield's computer animated, Odie's real. So you get a dog dancing, which is always a fun time. This is also the first instance of Garfield tries to push Odie off the chair while he's trying to watch the Black Eyed Peas music video, and Odie seemingly throws a pillow at him, which, up to this point, we did not think Odie was really, registering the tension brought on by Garfield. You know what I mean? He just seemed happy-go-lucky. He's the only animal in this who can't talk. He doesn't seem to be understanding things. But when he throws that pillow, you start to understand, Odie understands the tension here. It wasn't alluded to earlier, but he gets Garfield's rage. And Odie's he was trying to be cool about it, and the pillow was the first moment where he's like, dude, I don't want this just as much as you, but we're in this situation. Let's deal with it. And then they do have a very nice dance battle, and they start to bond. And then they go outside, the bonding stops, and then we go to the second 5-minute chunk, which is John takes Odie on a date with Liz. Well, it's kind of a date, it's kind of not. But they go to a dog show where Liz is a judge. Now, this I find odd, because I guess it's a date, but I guess the request was just do you want to come watch a dog show that I'm judging and we're not going to hang out during it at all? And then he decides to bring Odie, which is I thought Odie was going to be in the dog show, like a contestant, and he wasn't. He just brought Odie and sat in the stands with him, which is kind of a weird move to bring a dog to a dog show and not have it compete. But they're just chilling in the stands. Garfield tags along, and then, secretly, and then ends up making all the dogs in the contest chase him, so the whole contest is ruined. And then, to cover the awkwardness of the contest being ruined, the DJ plays seemingly the one song in this entire universe, Hey Mama by the Black Eyed Peas. And that causes Odie to get up and dance and win the dog show. It's a fascinating moment that twice in a 2-minute span, they play Hey Mama by the Black Eyed Peas. It's really fascinating. And then Odie wins the dog show, and it is also judged by the man who will become our villain character, the local news anchor from earlier in the movie. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and Garfield, as he's being chased by the dogs in the contest, escapes by going under a woman's dress, which I think that's not problematic because it's a cat, right? I think that still is cool. Well, cool. I don't know about cool, but it's fine, right? Inoffensive. But that's it. I'm interested to see where we're going because now 30 minutes in, there still hasn't been like our inciting moment to get us into like Act 2. You know? Like Odie joins the family, but there hasn't been that thing. And you know it's coming from the local news anchor is gonna like kidnap Odie. But when's it gonna happen? Like we're 30 minutes into this movie that's like an hour 20. We gotta get some action going. I think that will happen tomorrow. So please join me again in the continuation, part 4 of the Great Garfield Watch Along. And let's get to the comics. All right, Hi and Lois. We see Lois at the movie theater with the rest of the fam. She's talking to this snack stand man. He says, "We have a special for moms today." She says, "What's that?" He says, "1 free ticket to the rom-com while the kids go to the action movie." What? That's a terrible deal. Who's watching the kids? The movie theater is going to be so liable for any escaped child. Why would you ever sell that as a special? What? She goes to a different movie, so it's just a bunch of loose moms. While a cavalcade of children are in an action movie with no supervision. Yeah, great idea, movie theater. I also like that he just calls it the rom-com and the action movie. Like, we have 2 movies in this theater. We never have 2 movies of the same genre. We got the rom-com, we got the action movie. But in the background, I do appreciate this. The author has drawn posters for the rom-com and the action movie. And the action movie is called Missile Extreme, that's an awesome fake movie title. All right. Do I do Mary Worth? I really don't want this to be a podcast just continually going back to the Worth well. That is a good side podcast idea, though, the Worth well. I'll tease it right now, by the way. I am thinking of starting a Patreon for the show. And I have many ideas for side content, which I won't reveal yet. Well, I will reveal that I've thought about like more reviews of movies based on comics. Like there's Garfield 2, there's Marmaduke. I've been thinking about doing that. But I have some other ideas for side shows that I think could be very fun. So I'm just going to tease that. I'm working on it. And maybe one will be called The Worth Well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do Mary Worth. I'm excited. They were doing karaoke yesterday. Today, back in the apartment, Wilbur and Dawn. Headline: After enjoying an evening out together with Mary. Dawn says, "Thanks for tonight, Dad. I had fun at karaoke." He says, "Me too. Good night, Dawn." Then he thinks to himself as she walks to her room, "I'm so glad Dawn's back, but why do I feel like something's missing? What the hell? What's going on? Why do I feel like something's missing?" Okay, it's hard to tell what he's alluding to here. This is fascinating. I really thought he was just going to say, like, "I'm glad Dawn's back, I had a great night," and that was going to be the end. But I like this tease. I feel like something's missing. And the way Dawn's walking into, like, a dark room, I can't tell. I think there's 2 options here. He's either saying, Dawn's not telling me something, kind of, because the way she's walking into the dark room, it gives the illusion of, like, secrets. Something's missing. She's not saying something about the thing with the mom or whatever. Or, I think the more logical thing is he had a fun night out with his daughter. Something's missing. What's missing? A betrothed. I think he's getting at, like, I was out of this relationship. I need to get back into dating because it would be great to spend time with my daughter and a wife in a family unit. I think that's kind of what he's getting at. But maybe not. Maybe there's going to be like a big reveal tomorrow. I feel like something's missing. Oh yeah, that son I gave up. I feel like something's missing. And then tomorrow he goes and like digs up Stellan the goldfish's corpse and revives it Frankenstein style. Like, my daughter's fine, but I really just miss my goddamn goldfish. It's like Odie and Garfield. He would have brought along Stellan on Hangs to the karaoke. Stellan would have sang a goldfish tune. This is interesting, though. I want to know what the secret is, or what's missing. Perhaps we'll find out tomorrow. And now we got to get to it. We got Rex Morgan on the docket. Yesterday, Rex was talking to a nurse about how the bully named, I think, Randy, is resting after being beaten up by his dad, and we're waiting for this moment where Randy is going to meet Parker in the hospital. Let's see if it's today. Nope. Corey and Judy haven't even... Oh, they're... Okay. We're in the morning where Corey and Aunt Judy are coming to pick up Parker from the hospital. And Judy says, "Thanks for coming along this morning, Corey." Corey says, "Parker asked. It's the least I could do." And Judy says, "Support from friends is going to be important right now. Parker puts on a good show about not being affected by all the teasing and bullying, but I know it hurts." You know what I find most weird? And this like happens in movies and stuff all the time. Like Aunt Judy saying, "Thanks for coming along this morning, Corey." But she's saying it like while they're almost in the room. Like, wouldn't you think they would say that when they first got in the car together? I get like they're closer to the room and she wants to be a bit more like emotional and supportive and outright. But you would have said that like 30 minutes earlier, I think. Corey does not look happy to be there. And he said like, she said, "Thanks for coming." And he's like, "Parker asked." It's almost like, yeah, I'm here because he asked. I don't really want to be here. And I don't want to be extra supportive. Like, I'm his friend. I'm not locked into anything. I mean, I don't think Parker's going to get bullied again, especially not when the bully's also in the hospital, you know? You should be more worried about the other friends who still never visited Parker. Like, we saw 2 or 3 other kids throughout the whole bullying saga who were kind of seemingly friends but remained very much at a distance. Corey took the torch, took the responsibility more than Parker even did for their own bullying. I think Corey should be let off the hook a little. Like, we don't need Aunt Judy coming and telling him this is gonna be more your responsibility. Corey's done a lot. You're stressing him out. None of this is his fault. I don't know. And Parker does not put on that good a show about not being affected by it all. They're very outright with how much of a loser they are. And this strip also, just to end, does that thing I hate, where the second panel is just yellow, and not in a hospital wall way, just in a we didn't feel like drawing the background kind of way. I just don't get how you can do that. You have the first panel, we see the elevator button, we see the elevator, and then just, is it used as they believe a way to heighten the dialogue? Take away the facade of the background and just focus on the characters and the words? I don't know, but I don't care for it. Let me think of what to comment. All right, I'm going to comment a continuation of this conversation. Corey's going to say, "Agreed. I know how much it hurts Parker. But since they're not here, I think we can both agree. That's a pretty solid punch, right?" And then Judy responds, "Oh man, Randy hit him good. Direct hit." Send. Time to wind down for this Tuesday, July 23rd. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And remember, every day is funny.